Now I'm back to let you know you can really shake 'em down. Do you love me? Yeah. Do you love me? In the mood. I don't really know that song, but I'm back. It's been a while. I worked that new job for about a month, and I feel like maybe I can get back to driving. At least every Saturday night and every Tuesday night. Today happens to be Tuesday. Not very busy tonight, but I had some fun rides. My son showed up at the house before I left to go drive, so I talked to him for a little bit. Otherwise, I might have got a couple more in there, but it was good to see him and his girlfriend. Both good kids, love them. My first ride was at Legends Bar on 72nd Street. Thomas, happy 21st birthday, buddy. I'm glad you didn't puke in my car, but it was touch and go there for a little bit, including when you rolled down your window when we were about to get on the interstate and spit. I'm not sure if you were chewing tobacco or what, but thank you to the bartender / also doing shots with the 21-year-old kid that came out and brought us water as we were leaving, just to be sure. But she said don't give it to them, though, because they'll spill it. Only give it to them if they really need it. So I gave him his plastic bag just in case. They kind of talked to us for a little bit, him and his friend. They have to work tomorrow, and they work for, I don't know, some construction company called Star Construction, but hopefully they're all right, because they were definitely lit up, and the 21-year-old kid up was very lit up. He slept most of the way home after almost vomiting in my car. Just so you know, if you do vomit in my car, that's going to cost you like $250. Don't do that. So control yourself, or take care of whatever you got to take care of before you get in my car. Got him home. What was the next ride after that? Next ride after that was the first time I've ever picked somebody up that had two names on the account. Brittany and Josh, or as Mabel from my directions says, Brittany and Josh. Josh wasn't there. Picked up Brittany. She works at a bar called the West End out in Elkhorn. I guess it's near Addie's. I never heard of it, but I'm going to give it a shot. There's a cool bar scene in Dallas, Texas called the West End. A few years back, there was a mass shooting that was actually designed just to shoot police officers in the West End. That's a whole side note that we can talk about later, especially since there's been several mass shootings over the last few days. I guess it's just Tuesday now, and on Friday evening, late Saturday morning, early Saturday morning, however you want to look at it. One in El Paso and one in Dayton, and there was also something in California prior to that. I don't know where I fall on that issue, because I do believe in the right to bear arms. I don't own any guns, but I have a lot of friends that do, and they're law-abiding citizens. They have licenses for their guns. They're registered. Some of them have concealed carry. A lot of them go to the range, and it's something that they feel that they need to protect themselves, and also they have them for fun. It's a hobby. I have a lot of friends that hunt, and there was a time in my life when I was younger that I didn't think anybody needed guns. But if you're a responsible individual and you are careful, you lock your guns up, you keep them away from kids, you teach your kids if they're in the house and there's guns in the house, and you do all the things you're supposed to do, then who am I to tell you can't have a gun? Now, do you need a AK-47 or a .223 caliber that has 100 rounds like the guy that showed up in Dayton? Kudos to the police officers, by the way, who actually took that kid out in less than a minute. Just random. They were close on another call. That guy fired his gun for 20 some seconds nonstop, shooting 9 people and injuring 27 others, I think. He had 100 bullets in there, so just think if he was able to, shoot for a minute. One of the people he killed was his sister, which I don't know. They'll probably find out more about that. I don't know, but I didn't mean to get off on a gun tangent. I don't think we should take away people's guns. I have made it fairly clear about my politics, but I hate to talk about politics on here. But there's one thing I'll say. If we do make an attempt to take away guns from law-abiding citizens, the only people that are going to have those guns are going to be police officers and criminals. And I got to tell you, I feel safer with some of my friends having guns. I do. I personally don't have one. I've considered it. It's not something that I fully enjoy. My dad was a police officer for 30 years, but he always had guns. I've shot guns. I've never hunted. I don't know. I don't want to be in a position where the only people that have guns are police officers and criminals. I just don't. All right. So Brittany and Josh, I took Brittany home and she was in trouble. Her husband didn't even leave the light on because he didn't want her to stay out so late. But Brittany was funny, and we made the whole joke about dual Facebook pages, and she said she's been told countless times that she's the only account that the driver's ever seen that has Brittany and Josh on the account, or 2 names. So, the old joke with a dual Facebook account is somebody cheated, or somebody's jealous, or somebody can't let go and trust the other person, which I don't want to get in the whole trust conversation. I took several other people, some that didn't talk to me. I took a kid home from over by Northwest High School all the way out to 132nd and Ida-ish. He was a nice kid, but he didn't talk at all. Took home a drunk idiot. Actually, I didn't take him home. I took him from a bar to another bar, and it took him forever to come out. I almost canceled the ride. But Scott, thank you for taking care of, or being a customer, I guess. But I took him from the Interlude, which I love, to the Cedar, which I love. You should give both of those a shot. They're both good places. Got good people working in there. And my last ride of the night, Desiree. Hilarious. Picked Desiree up from 120th and something and took her all the way down to 20th and Lake. If you're familiar with the demographics of Omaha, Nebraska, sorry, I didn't mean to put my face right in the camera, but I'll do it again. Some people are afraid to go to 20th and Lake. I'm not afraid of North Omaha. There's some good folks in North Omaha, and there's some bad folks out west. I talked to somebody the other day that said that the out west people are ruining Omaha. I don't believe that's true either, but we're all people. We're all the same on the inside. I think my favorite meme lately was a white egg, a yellowish egg, and a brown egg in one picture, and then all of those eggs broken in the frying pan. And even though they looked considerably different in their shells, they look exactly the same on the inside. And guess what? That's real life. need to stop being idiots and stop judging people on the way they look. Stupid. It's 2019, for Christ's sakes. Anyway, Desiree was hilarious. So I pick her up. She's eating pork rinds. She was eating them for a minute before she said, "Is it okay that I'm eating these in your car?" I said, "Sure." I guess she drives Uber and also does some Uber Eats stuff. But her daughter wrecked her car, and she also has some CPU or CPM control, whatever. She thought it was the alternator, but it ended up being the computer. So she's trying to get that fixed. I do wish her luck. Thoughts and prayers and all. Says she's not working her nursing job currently either, so no truck to drive Uber and not working her nursing job, but she says she's got to put her big girl pants on and go get a job here soon. But the conversation we were having was pretty funny because she was talking about sex a little bit, and then for some reason she said, "Speaking of texture, and what I like to have in my mouth is a mango." She said, "I saw something on YouTube where a guy was eating a mango and he said it's just like eating pussy." Sorry to all of you that offends, but that's, a real thing. Sometimes it's better to give than receive, but when it comes to oral sex, both are good. So she claims that the guy on YouTube says that eating a mango is comparable to oral sex. I never thought about it that way, but I suppose that makes sense. And it's kind of funny at the same time. But she says, "You're going to think about me later. Go get you a mango on the way home. Stop at Hy-Vee. Get you a mango and eat it. And think about what it feels like when you're eating that texture." And she says, "You'll know exactly what I'm talking about." And then she threw in, "I'm not any good at eating pussy, but, I'll keep practicing." And we talked about that for a little bit, but that was funny. So later on, when you're cutting up a mango and feeding it to your kids or eating it with your friends or eating it yourself, think of me and think of Desiree. This has been Christian from Wit and Wisdom from the Midnight Rider. Don't forget to tip your bartenders and your Uber Lyft drivers. And go get yourself a mango. Peace out, Girl Scout.